Tua has lost 10 to 15 pounds. Mike McDaniel confirmed that yesterday. He's around 220, which is a lot of weight for a guy who isn't much taller than me.
235 is really a lot of weight if that's what they're saying.
That's really a lot of weight.
Right. I mean, and that's where we talked about his chafing.
That's big and tall, but not tall men's shot.
No, that's where the thighs, the inner thighs, and you heard me at the end of the year and all that. You could tell on film. He did not look as quick in the pocket. He did not run the same. He definitely had a few extra pounds on him that I thought affected him late in the season. So yeah, it's something I think Tua's going to have to stay on top of to be at his best.
It's amazing that a guy can keep that kind of weight on during football season. You know, with all the activity, you're burning calories and sweating, but regardless.
A lot of these guys are naturally big and more on diets than people realize, like we talk about, right?
And yeah, you've got some of the guys who have to force themselves to eat to maintain their weight, and then you have the guys who have to push themselves away from the table or they'd be twice the size they currently are. But this is the challenge. How do you stay healthy? How do you get the most out of your abilities? Like, whatever he did last year worked. He was able to start 17 regular season games and a playoff game at a time when 66 different players started at quarterback in the NFL. So I don't know that I really want to mess with that. But this year, okay, we want to find a balance between, yes, you'll be at all the games, but you'll play better. And they're going to assume a little bit of a risk that without that extra 15 pounds, he takes a hit that maybe he can't push back against the way that he could last year.
Yeah, maybe, that's right. I mean, there's the armor factor, but I also look at it and go, maybe he'll be a little quicker, to get out of the way and avoid some of these things. And he did the jiu-jitsu and all that to learn how to fall. He played the game a little differently last year and got the ball out of his hands and I think was better at protecting himself, right? But I think he's at his best when he's not as heavy as he was towards the end of the year. And then last year, I don't think he went into the year at 235. See, what happens with quarterbacks too, and guys that are naturally big, the ones that have to watch what they eat or they get too big, right? Because I mean, you said it right. There's the Devontae Smiths of the world who are like, I can eat anything I want all day long, and I can barely put on a half a pound. Right, but the rest of the NFL is like, whoa, that was one burger. If I have two, I will put on 6 pounds here. And with quarterbacks, though, sometimes as the season goes on, you don't run as much as everybody else, right? You're worried so much about the mental stuff. You don't condition and practice like you did before the season and all that. And those are things that, as I got older, I started to realize, hey, I got to stay on top of this. The defense is practicing right now. I'm going to go over here and run wind sprints and do all that stuff so I can stay in the same shape I was when we left training camp. And that could be a struggle not a struggle, but a challenge for a quarterback through the season.
And we'll see how it goes for Tua this year. First up, the contract. Second up, can he stay healthy all year long like he did last year? And ultimately, can the Dolphins get beyond the first round of the playoffs? One of the things that Mike McDaniel addressed yesterday, they got some road games in the elements late in the year. And he said, hey, this is a chance to change narratives. It's also a chance to reconfirm narratives, too. They go to Green Bay, they go to Cleveland, they go to New Jersey late in the year. That gives them a little taste of what they may see in the playoffs if they can't force games into South Florida in the postseason. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.